In this lesson, we're going to go over the 3 types of memories: sensory, working memory or short-term memory, and long-term memory. The first type of memory is a sensory memory. It's a split-second stimulus storage for processing, so it stores sensory information long enough for it to be recognized. My example for sensory memory was when I was in college and I was ironing and I brushed up against it by accident, and then I recognized it as hot and painful and I was able to pull away from it. Unfortunately, I still have that scar on my arm. The second type of memory is a short-term memory, or you can think of it as the brain's post-it note. And these are items that you need to remember for a short time, usually up to a minute. And so, for example, if you're trying to memorize a phone number and you can't find a piece of paper, you don't know where your phone is, and so you are repeating that number over and over to yourself, so it can be stored in your short-term memory until you can find something to record that number with. The third type of memory is long-term memory, and this is where limitless amounts of information can be stored indefinitely, from a few minutes to a few days or a lifetime. And so things can be put into a long-term memory through rehearsal and repetition. An example is memorizing a song by practicing it on the piano over and over again until you don't need the music anymore. Unfortunately, our short-term memory is one of the first to go as we age, which explains why I have a hard time finding my keys. Where did I leave my glasses, my cell phone? What did I have for breakfast? I just don't remember. And our long-term memory stays with us for quite some time. Let me tell you about my grandmother. She was amazing. She lived to be 95. She took 5-mile walks every day until she was about 90. And her memory was amazing. Every time I talked to her on the phone, she lived in Hong Kong, and I would call her and she would ask how my son was and my daughter, and she remembered their names. She remembered the time. She goes, "Remember when you came and your son said this to me, or your daughter, she ate this?" And I'm thinking, I honestly, I have no idea. I don't remember. I do remember seeing her and spending time with her, but I don't remember those little details. And I'm thinking, wow, what are you eating? Well, I remember when she was in her last year, my dad would, because my dad would call her and he put her on the phone and we talk. But I remember I got to the point where he said, "She can't talk to you because she doesn't remember who you are." And I do remember right before that, she kind of had a difficult time remembering my son's name and my daughter's name. But she remembered who I was. But it did get to the point where she forgot who I was and who my brother was. And so my dad said, "I think it's better if you don't talk to her." And when she was talking to my dad, it was interesting because after he got off the phone with her, he would say, "Yeah, she called me by a term of endearment that she hasn't used since I was really young." And I thought, so she's really digging down deep into that long-term memory, a term of endearment that she used towards my dad. She remembered, but she's forgotten the stuff that were more recent. And so it was really sad to see, but I know that she's in a better place and she's still the amazing role model to me. And it was just very interesting how her long-term memory stayed with her and actually probably gave her that comfort that she needed before she passed on. So take care of your memory. I know there are things that we can do to develop good memory. I'm still searching for the magic supplement to help me, but I know there are tips out there, and so go look them up and take care of your brain, take care of your memory.